We are delighted to say Sean Dyche has come out to join us. Sorry to keep you waiting there, Sean. Good to see you. Congratulations on the win there. A win in your first game here at the City Ground against top opposition in front of that support tonight. Just what did it mean?
Yeah, marvellous. As you can tell by my throat, it meant quite a lot. Not used to shouting after a number of months out of the game, but no, I think the players have been through a lot recently, and the fans have, and just to give something back, to put a smile on their face, but also with the performance, quality performance. We've had 2 days with the players. We've crammed a lot in. They've listened. They've accepted it. And they've gone and delivered it. So that's the most pleasing thing for the coaches and myself. And I thank the players for it, because it's not easy. They've had another manager come in, different ideas, and they've had to accept that very quickly, and they have done with that performance. But it's a start. There's a lot more to come, but it's a start, and it's a good start.
A really good start. Given that short time to implement your ideas, or what did you like most about that performance?
Look, the shape was good, defensive shape. We know they play with the ball. We know they bring it out slowly, and we had to be, methodical with our shape, but also patient. Then to try and break the game up when you could, but also with the ball. We were talking to about mixing our play. Can we stretch the game? Can we play long? I thought Igor was terrific. I don't know what you thought, but I thought he was terrific tonight. But then also playing through the pockets, because we know we've got some good players. And I thought we managed to find the balance, and they'll get fitter and sharper. I think the way that we work, it's on no question of other managers, by the way, just the way I like my players fit. And I think they'll adapt to our training and what we do, but it's going to take a bit of time.
Do you think, what I've noticed about the game completely, of the difference between Ange and you, was that you used Igor a lot more. Like, the ball was waiting up to him to hold up to bring everyone else in, and obviously he did unbelievable today. Was that one of the strategies you tried to use?
No, I think, I don't like to question the manager. Everyone has a different style, but I would have always liked mixed football. I don't want to be a purist. I want to mix the game. I want to play long. I want to stretch teams. I thought we did it ever so well first half with Igor, working in behind the line, puts doubt in the back line, as you know yourself, and then it gives you more room to play, because I equally think we've got some really good footballers. So therefore, the more room they get to play, the better it is. And so what we want to do is be effective with how we play. And so I was really pleased with that, the effectiveness of the nature of the game. We had a chance second half to really sort of stamp authority of Callum. I thought was terrific as well, but especially from the basics, his shape and doing the ugly part of the game. And he has that chance, if that goes in. I think everyone settles a bit earlier, but it was nice to see the second one go in, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've got to be honest, quite a strange decision when you can't see that penalty.
Sean, you mentioned there, you haven't had long with the players, and you mentioned your voice. I've seen you in a technical area out there. How important was it to be present for the players in terms of giving that information for them?
Yeah, it'll tell you can't get everything on, especially in the crowd. I thought the crowd was terrific. The voice of the crowd tonight was really powerful. But there's lulls in the game when you can get some key information, just reminders, key words and things you shout to. Just gives them, it might just stimulate one person or two people. You can't stimulate everyone. But with the work they've done, they've listened, catching eyes, you just try and communicate the best you can.
Can I ask you about the penalties as well? You said the strange decision. You got it in the end, but Morgan kind of handed that penalty over to Jesus. They sort of acted like a bit of a decoy for each other for both penalties. Was that
it's a good job it went in. That's all I'll say on that one. You can imagine, can't you?
Did you not authorise that one then?
No, I've had that much on my plate, I've got to be honest. That was the last thing was planning penalties. There was a lot more planning before the penalties.
You have had a lot on your plate, but are you and your whole backroom team just buzzing to be here, really?
Well, there's partly that. We're very proud to be here with our past and, connection with the club, but that goes away quickly. We're not naive. We've got to win games. And I think to get off to a winning start, a clean sheet, of course. A lot of noise made about the lack of clean sheets after having such a strong season last season. So to get that, to get a win for the crowd and for the players, just to blow a bit more belief back into them, you know what I mean? So I'm really pleased for them and the fans particularly.
And Elliot Anderson, I want to ask you about him, because he's been such a talked about player this season. He's been so impressive. What is it like for you now to work with him?
Well, he's a very good player. He's got to learn the nuts and bolts, I think, still of the role. But he can deal with the ball. You can see that. He's infectious with his nature and how he goes about the game. I think there's some good players here, experienced players that rub off him as well. But he's certainly on that performance. You can see the quality he's got and the way that he can adapt and keep driving and keep growing in the Premier League and in Europe at the moment. But you get what I mean, the Premier League really is his bread and butter as he develops as a player.
I thought Morgan Gibbs-White, playing more in his more natural position centrally, saw a lot more from him in today's game. Less frustration.
Yeah, tried to take the shackles off him, really. He's very good defensively. We knew that before we came here. I've known him for a number of years, watching him, and he understands the defensive role. And Igor worked hard in it, but he'll learn more about that. Obviously, there's still a bit of a communication thing. Because obviously, listen to my voice, it's like, I've never met a manager with a voice like that, for one. But he doesn't understand English that well, so you learn that. But Morgan's, you know, he's a calming influence, just pointing him in the right direction. And then when he gets the ball, we know he can play. And he's another one. He's infectious in the group, the way he goes about it, the way he trains and the way he is. And, you know, the more of that kind of the glue that holds a team together, if you like, you know, not just their ability, not just the tactics, but the feel of a group. And I thought it was there again tonight after a little spell when it sort of got lost a little bit in the mix.
What I saw today, compared to the other games that I've been watching, is the confidence. How did you get the boys to have so much confidence after what's been happening?
Well, you know, the new manager thing, it relieves the tension somewhat. So I think that happens, you know. And so players just go and they can sigh a little bit and breathe a little bit easier. And the crowd sort of become a little bit open-minded. At most clubs, this is not just Nottingham Forest, you know, the crowd just relax a little bit. So I think it gives them a chance, but they've still got to perform. You know, people forget that's not a gimme, especially against Porto, by the way, unbeaten this season, good outfit, you know.
Absolutely.
So to deliver that with that kind of bit of freedom, which we spoke to about, one of my big things is framework. You have to have a framework tactic. But I said the freedom to go and play from that shape, you know, and I thought they did, you know, they delivered that in large parts of the game tonight.
And now the challenge to pick up points in the Premier League, and that's a tough start as well,
look,
isn't it?
I don't want to be,
Bournemouth.
yeah, I don't want to be negative with the group, but I just said to them, I said, lads, it's a start. There's a whole lot more work to go, but it's a really good start. It's really pleasing for you, for the fans, but it's only a start. So now we've got to keep building and keep working and keep, you know, resisting the temptation to think that's solved everything. There are some question marks that we've answered, but there'll be more question marks. That's part of being a Premier League footballer, Premier League manager. Now we've got to continue on the journey, but it's a good start, I must make it clear.
We should let you rest your voice now, probably, and stop talking too short.
Interviews. You can imagine how many.
Well done.
2.5 hours yesterday. I was like,
your talk's out. Well done on the shorts as well, by the way. You're a brave man.
Yeah, well.
You can go and put your
furnace is burning after that win, trust me.
You can go and put your skinny jeans on now.
Flares at the minute.
Flares at the minute. It's actually baggy jeans that are in fashion, by the way. Yeah. Well done on the win.
No,
a great night. Thanks very much for coming out to join us.
Thank you. Love to see you.
Cheers,
man. You take care. All right.
Oh, a very happy Sean Dyche there, of course, after that 2-0 victory against Porto.